Any other Americans here who believe they were brainwashed by the U.S. educational system into believing the United States was the greatest country in the world? I mean, they made you do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning when I was in elementary school. The whole last part. One nation, under God. Indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Patriotism is a virtue in the U.S. This is not the global norm. In most places, open patriotism is generally considered a red flag for some kind of supremacism and intolerance. There's just something odd, something redundant about singing the praises of the place where you were born and have always lived. Since most people have lived in not more than a couple countries in their life, their ability to actually make accurate comparisons and assessments about which country is really great is minimal. Most people in other countries recognize that it is a meaningless statement to express patriotism because the patriot's bias is so obvious to all. This is why patriotism is then, reasonably, treated with suspicion. If you know that you don't know if the US is the only great place to live, which ulterior motives do you have for singing its praises? That pledge is creepy shit. It's always unsettling watching it happen in movies like it's totally normal and fine. I bet North Koreans see it and think it's over the top. People stop right in their steps in a fucking Walmart to either say the pledge or sing the song. I, not being an American, was yelled at for still doing my thing. Have you no respect for our troops? Oh, where were you that they were playing the pledge in Walmart? I've only ever heard it in schools. The anthem would make more sense, but still never heard it played in a store, and definitely never seen Americans just stop in their tracks randomly and start singing. Yay, this has also extended to when God Bless America is played at sporting events. Once got dirty looks from a bro patriot at a hockey game because I wasn't standing at attention and openly weeping with pride. I got lucky in high school my junior and senior year, I had art first period, and that woman did not give a fiddler's flying fuck about the pledge and told us hell no, you don't have to if you don't want to. The entire class ignored the pledge for 2 years. It was good. Thanks Mrs. C, wherever you are now, you made mornings for 2 god-awful years a bit more bearable. For some reason it reminds me of like Nazi Germany. I can totally picture a bunch of butler youths doing the exact same thing. Some real man in the high castle vibes IMO. Not everyone. I was in elementary school during the Reagan years and only had one teacher, 3rd grade I think, who made us say the Pledge of Allegiance every day. We did have to learn and sing all the verses to the national anthem in music class 1 year, 6th grade maybe. When I moved to Texas after getting out of college I was a little confused when I learned that there's also a Texas pledge. But Texas is weird. It's alienating for foreign nationals in the class. But you'd have to be a major dipshit to get brainwashed by the pledge. It's pretty tame, honestly. And, unlike what a lot of folks are saying, my public school, 1990s education didn't gloss over America's historical sins. I graduated knowing all about slavery and Indian removal in the various colonialist wars. Where my education really fell short was any examination of other systems of government. I mean, we learned about America's presidential democracy and the 3 branches of government and checks and balances and the Bill of Rights, etc. But I don't recall ever hearing about parliamentary governments or common law or semi-direct democracy. Similarly, we learned about the free market versus communism, but nothing about corporatist regimes or how the US fit onto the spectrum of socialism when compared to Europe. Those blind spots can be really corrosive to citizenship. When people have no idea that another way is possible, they tend to accept that certain problems are unsolvable. I'm British and my partner is American. We live in the UK. She is still regularly horrified at the realization her entire life until she moved was a propagandized lie. It's still heavily propagandized in the UK, just from a different direction. There wouldn't be fervent monarchists without a strong history of public brainwashing. Your comments are heavily filtered by your country's propaganda. So what if my tax dollars go to providing a life of unimaginable wealth and luxury to a completely undeserving and irrelevant head of state? It brings in revenue from tourists that don't benefit me in any tangible way. If having royalty is actually financially sensible, then why don't we just make everyone a monarch? You have been duped. The Queen is literally harboring her fugitive pedophile son as we speak. The royal family isn't paid for from taxes. Money from the crown estate, income from the property they own, goes to the government and then they get some of it back. So money from them goes to the country and the tourism boost is an added benefit. I actually don't even own my house and don't expect to for many years if at all. The difference is that the royal family are born into this and get the sole benefit of owning this land. Not by merit, but because they relate to someone who, many years ago, ended up as king. How long do we have to reward these people for something they didn't do?